Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I actually want to draw my OC Masaki. I haven't really drawn him with kind of either cool tone bouquets or kind of more like yellowy orange. I think I haven't really done that too much. I've mostly drawn him with like pink and purple flowers, I believe, and like occasionally the blue flowers. But I would like to draw him with more kind of either autumn or winter flowers. I think I'm going to do autumn flowers because I kind of want that warmth still. But what I'm going to do today, because I want this video to be mostly focused on the coloring process, I'm going to speed through the sketching portion through like a time-lapse way. If you're looking more for like real-time sketching, pretty sure there's probably better videos out there of me doing that, but today I'm going to focus mostly on coloring, so let's just get started. I am going to record the process of me working on the sketch, but it's going to be sped up a lot. I have references of flowers that I have on Pinterest just so I can get a general idea. I'm either looking at like yellow flowers or like orange and kind of like burgundy flowers together. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so the next 2 minutes or so are going to be done in voiceover format while this thing goes through kind of like the time lapse. But yeah, so the initial pose that you're seeing me kind of just sketch out right now isn't going to be used for the final. I kind of keep the similar gesture, at least of like the arms and his like the tilt of his body, but I kind of entirely get rid of his knees and legs out of the composition. And I just thought, because when I was sketching it out, it kind of didn't really make sense. I think I scrunched up his body a little bit too much, so I decided that I will, instead of making him sit down, I will make him like stand up and look like he's kind of just hunching over a little bit over this bouquet of flowers. I do end up changing his hand positioning like a lot because I actually didn't realize how I wanted to position his hand. And I know in the final, his arm that is like kind of bent and is kind of gesturing to his face is kind of short. I had issues trying to make it look like it was coming forward, and I feel like I should have just made the elbow area a little bit bigger or more condensed looking, so it looks like it's being pushed back instead, but I kind of didn't do that, so his arm comes off really short. But for the most part, everything else is pretty okay in terms of the sketch. I just kind of finagled my way with the hand as well as with the flowers. So for the reference that I was using, I was definitely looking at the flowers in the arrangement rather than the entire arrangement itself. I usually don't like copying a whole bouquet the same way as it's displayed in the photo because I think it's more fun, as well as it's better to learn from drawing kind of from imagination while using a reference. So I'm using the reference just basically to get certain flowers and color combinations together so that they look a little bit more cohesive. But everything else is just not entirely from the reference. I think I showed the reference at the very beginning, and you can see I'm planning out the composition of the flowers on my own by doing the shapes like this. And I have like the brown and pink blobs as the sunflowers, so I know which way they're facing, and then everything else is kind of just made up on the spot because some of the flowers that I saw in the bouquet didn't really make sense to me. But hopefully that clears up a little bit of the things going on with the sketch. And after that, like, I did do the sketch in I think 3 different layers, so that's kind of the reason why there's a lot of different planning, but hopefully that clears up a few things and we can get back into the rendering then. I didn't mean rendering, I meant coloring. What am I talking about? Because I feel like this way you guys can see more of the coloring process. A lot of like ASMR videos or my other draw with me's, it's like I think I do like 10 minutes sketching in the video and then 10 minutes applying the color and then 5 minutes or so only showing you guys me rendering and cleaning up. But let's get started. So I'm gonna duplicate my sketch layer. Then I have this one as a safety net, so I'm gonna pop that to the bottom. I'm going to set the sketch that I can see to multiply. And before we do this, I want to change the background color to whatever color scheme I want. So I want it to be mostly like golds and oranges and kind of like pale browns, or not pale browns, it's kind of like that warm, saturated kind of fall colors. You could do like a muted green, might actually work. So that the gold can pop out. And I want the brown to stand out too, because Masaki's hair is brown. And I wanted him to wear kind of like a pea coat, but I'm not too sure what color I would like to make it, because I don't want his coat, the background, and the leaves to be all the same color. I've usually drawn Masaki with more of a dark green coat over top of like a brown sweater, because I thought it fit his color scheme the best in terms of kind of mixing and matching for his character design. So let's get some colors into here. I do want to lean everything closer to a warmer tone. See how well you guys can see. I always love like fall weather, but I always draw Masaki more with like, I feel like it's like springtime-ish timeline in my mind, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like his outfit fits more towards like early spring. I might use effects to add lighting and shadows for this, just because I want it to be a little bit more dramatic, maybe? We'll see. It'll make more sense when I add the other colors, so I can pick something of a more cohesive color palette. I've been trying to draw him a little bit more, because there are some things I want to make that are more like Masaki focused, and I'll definitely draw my other OCs as well. And I do want to design Sato like a partner. I have an idea, because I would like to introduce 2 more characters, and I think it would be fun if they're siblings. And one can be the love interest for Koji, and then the other one will be like Sato's boyfriend or something. Because I always said that I feel like Sato would be already in a relationship. We have to change the side where the highlight is. I'll just put it here for now, because I kind of want him to be looking more forward. Move a more saturated shadow so that we can add kind of like a bluish purple into here, and it won't look too off. So I think on the camera you guys see it as a little bit more yellowy, but his hair has a little bit more of a red tinge to it currently, just because I do want the color palette to be a little bit on the warmer side. So I'm trying to put his hair more into shadow on this side. It's not exactly necessary to do right away, because I could manipulate it a little bit more when I'm adding like a multiply layer. I feel like I'm still trying to get over my cold. And I'm a person who just wears a t-shirt and shorts at home, like biker shorts. Because I hate feeling stuffy and hot when I'm at home. But I think that backfired, because I think I got sick. It looks really cute. I do think his hair looks a little too light. But we'll see. I feel like I have like Masaki's color palette pretty much set into my brain. Like he has about maybe 2 of the 3 color palettes I like to use on him. More of like his normal like teal and brown, and then he has kind of like more of this tan color, and then a nice foresty green kind of like pea coat or jacket. I can definitely go a little bit darker, but I do like this color combination. if I should give him brown gloves or like charcoal colored gloves. Because I think one of my favorite parts about coloring is being able to mess around with the colors a little bit more. Into browns. Could add blues, reds, yellows. Can get away with like a lot of different color combinations, I feel like. So his earrings will still be the same teal color, but I won't make them as vibrant so that they're not too distracting. So it kind of looks more black, but it's more warm and kind of like a brown or a warmer charcoal color. It looks brown, like really brown on camera though. But I want to use these probably for the center of the sunflowers. What's the base? I'm gonna add reds and oranges first, and then I'll add the yellows after. So let's start with some dark reds. There's some plants in the photo where I do not understand what they are. But I feel like because so many people use Pinterest as a way to plan out like wedding mood boards and stuff, there's a lot of pictures of like beautiful bouquets. I use the same wheat color or sweater color for like the little wheat looking things. Probably add a little bit more yellow and green to them. The roses are kind of like a golden color. I'm gonna make them a little bit lighter towards the center, just because the sunflowers are also kind of yellowy gold. This thing looks all over the place. We're gonna have to pick the colors a little bit better. I think it's partially because of the saturation. Some of the flowers, like the red of these and like the green of these, look kind of too Christmassy. Get easier for myself to color. And I wanted to lighten these ones up to be... I'm gonna add some highlights. So I like to try to establish as much as I can on this layer. Start to clean up and render, that's when things are gonna start making a lot more sense. But me doing this kind of helps establish what colors I plan to use. Kind of adding like, it almost feels like a muted red color, but I think it looks quite nice. So before we do that, I am going to go to this layer, which is my sketch. I'm gonna alpha lock it. And some people, or I guess like it's more like one person asked, but if you're watching this video, it's for you. Alpha locking. So how to understand alpha locking. So pretend you lay down like a shape or a color or a line. Let's just say it's this little blob. And you want to shade it, but you don't want to make a new layer and clip it. So, and you also want to stay within the lines. Like let's say I want to shade blue on top of it, but you can see it's leaving the shape, and that's not what I want. To minimize layers and just for ease of keeping track of everything, you can go to the whatever layer your shape is on, click on it and press alpha lock, and this basically locks your pixels of whatever is on that layer. And on this layer is literally just this shape. So now when I color, it shouldn't go outside of where I have this orange. So if I wanted to shade blue, it will stay within this shape now. And I always like this because as soon as you unlock it from alpha lock, you can go back outside of the shape and relock it or unlock it. And it's just easier to shade on one layer without exiting what you already placed down. So for me, I am going to alpha lock my sketch so that I can easily change the sketch color to whatever I would like. So I'm gonna make some things darker just to make things easier for myself. Not that saturated. Just to make things look a little softer in the end. It's much easier for me to color pick the colors that I have on the canvas, like I mentioned earlier. So if I can change the colors now, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so before we move on, I am going to merge this. So merging it down, so now it's all on one layer, except for the background. I'm gonna make a new layer and I'm gonna clip it and then set this to add, because I would want to have, like, I kind of want a stronger light source. That's what I thought. I didn't remember making this brush. Here we go. I'm just kind of doing almost like rim lighting on this, and you can kind of pick and choose. So I'm gonna choose to lighten some of these other areas first. Now, everything is kind of like on the warmer side because that's how I wanted it, but I am gonna make the shadows a little bit more cooler to have that contrast. Okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna make another new layer. Also clip it, change it to multiply, and I'm gonna choose kind of like a purpley blue color. It's quite muted. We'll test this out. It's still a little warm for whatever reasons, like the tick of his hair, some of these back pieces, and I'm gonna lessen the intensity of this afterwards. You also want to take in consideration of the shapes of your objects when placing these kinds of shadows, because if you just add one straight shadow, like completely straight, then everything just looks flat. Okay, so now that we have the shadows kind of established in certain areas, I'm just using this to help intensify it. That's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is lower the intensity a little bit. And I'm gonna lock this, and I'm gonna add a little bit of lighter, kind of warmer tones back in a little bit for some of the areas, because the purple is a little bit too intense for some of the colors. So when merging your layers to have like blend modes, merge them in order from the closest to whatever you're merging it to. So I'm gonna merge this one first. And this way you can keep the effects like still applied when you merge them. Because if you merge them incorrectly, let's do it this way. So let's say I merged my multiply layer onto this layer first. Then these become highlights, and look at this mess. So always merge so you can get rid of the blend mode effect by merging it to the bottom layer. Merge down, and now we can start to render him. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm literally doing Tears of Themis right now, and I forgot to auto-debate! So basically, I like to merge everything to one layer so it's easier for me to clean up. You can also just make a new layer and work on top. If you're working with line art and stuff, like you can just color as normal, I guess. However you like, you can work whichever way you like. I just like merging everything onto one layer because not needing to switch between layers or worry about whatever is... Like, I don't have to switch. I don't have to worry about things being on the wrong place and stuff. It's just easier for me to manage, but you guys don't have to do what I do. You should do what suits your work style and your preferences. I'm gonna listen to 17's Is It Still Beautiful? Because I love that song. I'll do my dailies after. I just needed to do the studies for Tears of Themis before my AP caps. I think this will be a cute thank you card though. At least for the front side, and then I can write the messages on the back. So even though it's a little bit time consuming, I still think it's fun to add like a little note to people who order from my store. So I am using the Sharp Render brush from Jing Sketches' brush set. But I feel like it'd be fun to do some outfit explorations with my OCs. Like specifically my other two OCs that I don't draw as often, who is Sato and Koji. Because I draw Masaki obviously the most, because he's my favorite OC to draw. Because I think some of you guys who came to the most recent live stream would have saw what I was working on. Or like, you would have saw like a sneak peek at what I was working on for Masaki. Or if you are on my Instagram, then you would have saw some sneak peeks. So I've been trying to draw him a little bit more. Because there's a product that I wanted to make. Mostly for myself, but if some of you guys are interested, then I'll definitely order more than one. I'll probably order at least 5 of them. Because I'm not sure how popular these will be. So it'll probably be like a limited stock. Because I didn't know I needed something like this until I was on Vogue Grace's website. And I'm like, wait, they make these? Sketch or two that I've done with my OCs. I was drawing Koji like, I think a few days ago. I was trying to figure out other outfits for him, but I wasn't too sure because I was gonna make him wear more like flannel for his sleeves with his hoodie, which I think would have been cute. But I'm not too sure. Because the day I was like feeling more sick, I tried sleeping early, like at 12. Didn't work because I woke up like every hour. So I'm gonna try to finish his face up first, so we can focus majority of my energy on the flowers near the end. You know, I like to design like a little girl and like kind of more a young adult male. And they can be siblings. Because I have ideas. I do have ideas. Because I only had a few Masaki charms available. Like a very tiny quantity. One because it was just kind of like a test run. But also I was worried about the size, and I was right. I did make them too small. So I'm going to be making another one. And I would like to do something where it's kind of like almost like a seasonal set or something for my OCs. Because I know some people prefer like original art rather than like maybe you're not into Genshin or you're not into 17. Or bring back Hansuke. Because after I released like the plush of him, I haven't drawn him since. And I've been having a hard time like upkeeping like official pages and stuff for him. Because I would like to make him like part of like some kind of stationery brand. That's my long-term goal. A stationery brand. But I haven't put the effort into it quite yet. Or the research. So I need to get back into doing that eventually. Get on a little bit of cheeks or blush. I've been doing blush like this a lot more often. Kind of like the fanning motion. So it looks cute. I feel like his chin dips in a little bit too much. I would go insane if I had bangs this long. Luckily I don't, so... I'm always thinking of whether or not I should get, like, wispy bangs. 'Cause I'm always told that it would fit my face shape more, because I have a round face. But I don't know. I'm quite low maintenance, so being able to tuck my hair back without having hair fall in front of my face is my preferred way. I love adding extra strands, especially if, like, the hair is getting hit by light. I think this always looks pretty. It's like the same thing, like when I do like stronger lighting, I love adding like little dust particles, because it looks kind of magical, even though it's dust. It's just dust. So if it's peeping over his shoulder, I feel like it would get hit by the light. Yeah, but I'll try to keep my promise to myself. So that I want to at least draw my OCs more. I feel like depending on the lighting situation and stuff, it's kind of fun to play around with the eyes a bit. I don't think these really need an outline, because it's getting hit by the light a lot. So usually when I do rim lighting, I'm always conflicted if I should leave the lines in or just make it the solid bright color that is kind of lingering over top. Gloves. A lot of the time I'm just like color picking whenever I introduce like a new color, so that things look like they match a little bit better. I feel like for the background though, I could add, oops, not this one, light here. Like I think I did this with the Kokomi piece, because adding like a gradient kind of made more sense. I think that looks cute. I might add like a border and stuff around it, and then I'll write thank you on the front. I don't know. I think it looks cute. He's kind of looks like he's just like giggling. He's kind of looks like he's just like giggling. Let's tackle some of the larger areas, because I feel like if I keep tackling the smaller areas, I'm feeling more and more overwhelmed with the fact that I have so much to render still. It's always good to block things out if you can. As you can see, like, it didn't need much to make these petals look like they're first curving, but like they actually kind of look like sunflower petals. Not like super accurate, because I'm not looking at the reference image anymore. Kind of fixing the outline. I'm actually excited to do the center part of it. It's been a while since I've rendered sunflowers, I think. I don't remember if this is what the center of sunflowers look like. I think I always did something similar to this. I always find sunflowers hard to draw. So I don't draw very many. A bit of that lighter color. It's hard to describe this in my sketch, so I have an easier time kind of painting it in now. Kind of finishing the coat a little bit more. Back into the sunflower. In terms of Genshin, did I talk about finally getting Great Misfortune? I've been pulling pretty much every day the entire time to get that achievement. I got like Great Fortune super fast. I got Great Misfortune. It took me forever. Roses, for me, I find them difficult to draw, but they also are kind of like the default flower for me to sketch out. Get some color in the leaves. Make sure these are in the same color family at least. I shouldn't really introduce a purple randomly. Second last sunflower. Okay, let's fix up the petals. See, this is gonna take a long time. I think we're probably nearing 5 hours. I'm drawing this, probably because I took like an hour or so to do the sketching. Okay, I'm gonna use this kind of yellowy green to do most of the leaves. Is it dragon's breath or baby's breath? Some of these. The amount of times I said like, oh, I think I'm done, and I'm about to stop. There's like a whole chunk that I didn't like clean up or render every time. Look how much stuff I missed. Are we done now? Say, fix more stuff. Hey, look at all this. Never gonna finish. Okay, I think we're good. As I take one last scan. See, some of these things I really don't like what they look like. Make it look less flat. I think we're good. Stop. Okay, I'm putting my pencil down right about now. Okay, I think we're done with him. Yikes. I keep finding stuff. Okay, now we're done. Okay, we're done with him. I'm gonna make a new layer. Gonna go find something in the calligraphy. I think script works best. And we're just gonna write thank you. I keep not giving my like I can't give myself more space. Is thinner cuter though? 'Cause I don't know if I like this. Thinner, but bigger? Maybe? Duplicate, multiply, alpha lock, change the color, unlock that. Oh yeah. Gaussian blur. How's that look? I think it looks kind of cute. I might add a border. What is that very thin line? Wait, I got it. Okay, cool. No. Shrink it and then fit this like that. I'm gonna do it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna add little dust particles because I said I like how that looks usually when it's like a really bright light coming from one side. So I'm gonna set my thing to add and kind of just add little dots. I'm pretty sure there's a brush for this, but I like doing it kind of manually. Inspired art. And show you guys the time-lapse replay really quickly. I'll put the full one at the very end as usual so you guys can see it without the obstruction of the webcam. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me mostly color today because I will do everything in time-lapse for the sketch. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll probably talk to you guys next time with another video. Who knows if I'm gonna be drawing OC stuff or Genshin stuff or 17. I don't know. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!